everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about my favorite books. These are some of the books that have really touched me, have remained my favorites for years, and I'm very excited to share them with you. So if you would like to figure out some of my favorite books, then keep watching. So the first book that I would like to talk about today is Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. This is the beautiful UK paperback and I adore it. It is so much better than the ugliness that is the US hardcovers. Just let that sink in. Now, this book is a YA urban fantasy about demons, angels, morality, and art schools. So I first read this book when I was in art school myself. I took a couple of years of a bachelor's degree in fine arts, but eventually ended up dropping out and switching to a different degree. The main character, Karou, is raised by a bunch of demons, and she visits them by going through portals or doors. And the main kind of plot device of this book is that these doors keep disappearing with blackened handprints on them. Karou is one of my favorite characters of all time. I really adore her and I just love her personality. I love her like badassery. She's great. And the one thing that really connected me to her is that she is an art student, and it's something that I could relate to, is the love of art, the love of sketching. It's just a really great story. If you haven't read any of Laini Taylor's works and you like intricate world building, I would definitely recommend some of her books. They are just fantastic. The next book that I would like to talk about is Vinyl by Sophia Elaine Hansen. This book is a YA dystopian novel, and dystopian is not something that I usually read, but I read this and I absolutely fell in love with the cast of diverse characters. So in this novel, all of music in this world is weaponized, and its citizens are brandished with cochlear implants that kind of play music to control the way that they think and their actions. And it's just a wonderful story about rebellion. There's lots of death. So if you like having high stakes in YA dystopian, I would definitely recommend this book. The next book that I would like to talk about is The Archived by Victoria Schwab. This book is really interesting because it gives everybody kind of like a new take on ghost busting / ghost hunting. So in this world, all of the dead are called histories, and there are people called keepers who take these histories and bring them back to something called the archive, which is kind of like a library for dead people. It's really interesting. And our main character, Mackenzie, she goes through a lot of growing in this novel. She goes through a lot of grief, and especially in the second novel, grief is really touched on, but it is a big theme in this book. So if you like fantasy stuff that brings on relatable and real aspects like grief and mental health, then I would definitely recommend this. The next book that I would like to talk about, I've talked about a little bit on my channel, and it is Warcross by Marie Lu. Now, this book is a young adult sci-fi fantasy set in various different places, mostly Tokyo, and it follows our main character Amika Chen as she tries to hack her way into certain aspects of an international phenomena / video game called Warcross. And so she ends up hacking her way into the international games of Warcross that are held every year by people that are the best. And it's kind of a story of Amika navigating through her lack of privilege, and it has a lot of themes of poverty and socioeconomic classes and stuff like that. It's really interesting, and I did also create a tag about it, so if you'd like to see that, I will link it up here. The next book I have to show you is Blue Lily, Lily Blue by Maggie Stiefvater. This is the third book in the Raven Cycle series / quartet, and this book especially stood out to me because it focuses on a character named Adam Parrish. Now, Adam Parrish is one of the first characters that I saw in young adult literature that I really related to. I relate to a lot of his personal struggles and stories, and it's a great novel about friendship, magical forests, and I really love this quartet. I'm a little scared to reread it because I'm afraid that I won't like it as much as I did when I did read it back in like 2013, 2014. But yeah, this will always be one of my favorite novels. The next novel I have to share with you is arguably one of my favorite novels of all time, and I cannot wait for the sequel to come out this year, and it is Of Fire and Stars by Audrey Colthurst. This is a young adult fantasy set in a world where magic is forbidden. And our main character, Princess Denalea, has been married off to one of the neighboring kingdom's princes. So when she goes there, she has to try and hide her affinity for fire. And she also has to navigate her really complicated feelings with Princess Amaranthine, the prince's sister. And it's just a wonderful story about finding yourself, about revolution. It's so cute. If you are on a book hangover from the Priory of the Orange Tree, I would recommend this because it's so fluffy and it's also really gay. The next book that I want to talk about, I'm so scared to hold up because it is so shiny and it's going to make my camera go crazy, but it is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. And it did not make it go as crazy as I thought it would, which is great. This book is so beautiful. I absolutely adore it, and I love it so much. So this book is about our main character, Laszlo Strange, who is an orphan and junior librarian, and he is just obsessed with this lost city called Weep, and he uses every waking moment that he can to research it. It's just, it's so good. The world building is amazing. The intricacies in writing are just phenomenal. There's so many cool literary devices and descriptions in here, and it is a very hard book to explain. So if you like Laini Taylor's writing, if you have previously read the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy, I would recommend this because it's just as beautiful. And the last book that I would like to talk about is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. This book is just amazing. I love this book. This book has very intricate character development. It has very intricate characters within itself. It focuses on morality and classism, and it's wonderful. So our main character, Laya, she is a commoner, and her brother gets arrested for treason, and so she has to go and find him. And on the other side, we have Elias Vittorius, who is part of the academy, and he wants nothing more than to escape the life of the academy. He doesn't agree with the morals or anything like that, and he just wants to be done with it. Through certain circumstances, Laya and Elias meet, and they have to try and navigate through that and their separate problems, and it's just so good. I love it a lot. To be quite honest, Sabaa Tahir is probably one of my favorite people of all time. So if you aren't following her on social media, I would highly suggest it because she is hilarious. She acts out like skits with vegetables when she's cutting up for dinner, and it's just hilarious. I would highly recommend this book and the author as well. She's just great. And there you have it. Those are all of the favorite books that have affected me in some way that I never talk about. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if any of these books have you interested or any of these books are also your same. I would love to squeal about them with you. As always, all of my social media links will be down in the description box below if you would like to follow me on my Twitter, my Instagram, or my blog. Thank you so much for watching. I will probably see you in a new video soon. Bye!